down, power lines are down.
Message of 290 characters follows.
Hey guys, welcome into another episode of Grid Down Comms Up on the Prepping Academy podcast. I'm Patrick, your host, in for this episode. Today, I've got a bunch of things I want to talk to you guys about. It's gonna admittedly sound a little bit like an infomercial. I apologize, but I got some cool stuff I want to talk to you all about. Some neat opportunities and a really cool piece of software. First up, a little bit of world news. I'm not sure if you guys are even going to hear this before this probably breaks loose, but there's a lot of indicators right now that we're probably fixing to go into Iran with some sort of military action, probably within the next 72 hours. That's already happened by the time that you're listening to this, then I was right. If not, then probably I was wrong. But anyway, that's just my guess. Lots of indicators, lots of things that are getting everyone's attention with people being evacuated in Israel and Iran that can get out, trying to get out. So things might be spicy. If you haven't charged all your batteries, make sure your radios are topped off. Discussed your plans, all that good stuff. Now would probably be a good time to do that, just in case there's some sort of retaliation against us. Though there wasn't one last time. I'm not too worried, but it pays to be prudent. So first up, guys, this is kind of short notice. I know it's short notice, but a friend of mine who runs Big Pig Outdoors reached out to me earlier this week. He is putting on a wilderness first aid class on March 7th and 8th. It's a 2-day class. It is located near the Tennessee-North Carolina border in East Tennessee. And it is a awesome opportunity for a lot of hands-on training. The guys who are teaching this are part of Team Bussar, the Great Smoky Mountains search and rescue team. This isn't some volunteer-only rescue team group of guys that just do this as weekend warriors. These guys are highly trained professionals that have fitness standards and training standards and all kinds of stuff. These guys are the real deal. They are hardcore dudes. And they're going to be doing, there's going to be a class at Big Pig Outdoors taught by I believe their CEO, their Chief Operating Officer, on wilderness first aid, 2-day class. I've actually crashed part of this class a few years ago. They have you diagnosing patients, role-playing, extracting people from the backcountry. It is a true amazing experience. Anyway, if that's something that you're in the region you're interested in, go to bigpigoutdoors.com. Again, that's bigpigoutdoors.com. And go over to their courses menu and take a look at the wilderness first aid class. It's really a bargain for what you get. And if you really want to up your wilderness first aid, kind of being the first person on scene skills, it is definitely worth checking out. That being said, I want to talk to you guys about another piece of software. And I'm actually going to be doing a video on this and posting it over on my YouTube channel at Grid Down Comms Up. If you aren't a subscriber over there, I encourage you to go check it out. We talk about radio communications, a few prepping things, and a lot of stuff like that. And this new piece of software, so this piece of software, the reason I'm talking about it is, guys, this is kind of special to me because I've been talking about doing something like this for several years, and it has finally come to fruition. My friend Forrest Garvin, who is oftentimes the host of this podcast and the founder of PrepperNet, has spent some time working on this. Several of us have brainstormed and put the ideas and the things into this software to make it what it is. So I know many of you guys have heard of an area study. The concept behind an area study is to map and analyze all of the risks, hazards, resources, and other information that would be useful to you during a end of the world grid down situation, or even during a disaster relief mission, a recovery from a natural disaster, you name it, where you need offline resources that you've pre-prepared with information about the area that you're in. For years, we've heard from various other sources, groups in the prepping community, you need to do your area study. You need to do your area study. Well, a lot of us have never done our area studies, or we've done a basic one, because generally the idea has been get out some construction paper and crayons and the Elmer's white glue, and you start putting something together in a binder that's going to be your area study. And I don't have time for that, and that's just not the way I work. I want to make a joke about Marines and crayons here, but I really don't feel like I have the cred to do that. So I'm going to leave that one alone. But the software that I am talking about is called simply Area Study Map. And I'm going to give you guys a little information about Area Study Map. And then I'm going to talk some more about what this software is actually capable of doing. It's really, really impressive. I have been using it for a couple of weeks, and it just keeps getting better and better. So if you go to areastudymap.com, you can check this piece of software out. If you want a lifetime license, I have a coupon code, which is GridDown Comms Up. That is comms with 2 M's. It will get you a discount on the software. I believe it is $50 off. So it is well worth using the discount code. The software is it's a hybrid of online and offline, though once you've done your work, it's completely offline. But while you're building your area study, while the grid is up, one of the things that a lot of us get bogged down in is the research. Okay, I got to find all the hospitals. I've got to find all the schools. I need to find all the nuclear reactors. I need to find all of the chemical plant hazards. I need to find all of these things. I got to plot all this stuff on a map, and that just takes forever. And I'm not, you get discouraged. It's just not something you find the time to do. Well, the really cool thing about the area study map is a lot of that stuff is already brought in. Now, the databases it brings in, they're pretty good. They're constantly being updated, so things will change, but you can bring layers of the map in that shows all the schools. It'll show all of the nuclear power plants. It can show all the military bases. It can show police stations. It can show streams and creeks and wells. It can show utility substations. Can bring in all of these maps, and then it puts it on your map in your area, and then you can click on that location, create a pin, and save some information about it, make your own notes, do all that kind of stuff, and then save it. And then that pin is saved offline. The map tiles in your area where that you're doing the study are saved offline. So all of this stuff is accessible. If the grid completely goes away, you can still click on the app on your computer, open it up, and you can still have your area study. You can also print stuff off. You can export and share your pinpoints. You can put pictures in your pinpoints. If you want to make a note for your group, hey, this is our rally point when we're bugging out, and you want to take a picture of the location and upload it so everybody's got it as a reference, you can do that. And I know I have somebody in the background going, yeah, but I don't want all this stuff shared on the internet. Well, it's not shared on the internet. It's all stored locally on your computer. You can export the database and back it up. So if something happens to your computer, you need to move it to another computer, do all that kind of stuff. And it's not stored in the cloud. It's not on somebody else's computer. It's on your computer, and it's private on your computer. In fact, if you're really worried about that, you can actually just open the software up, and you can download the map tiles for your area, grab any other information you want, and then air gap that computer and build your area study. And then, because you can build it offline once you have your maps downloaded. So it gives you flexibility and options. The software runs, it is a browser-based application, which is really cool because it allows the software to run cross-platform. I've tried it on Windows. I'm currently running it on Linux Mint, the same software I use for ham radio stuff. It'll also run on a Raspberry Pi. A little sluggish in some cases there, but it will run. It'll run in a Macintosh. Doesn't matter. It runs inside a web browser and works. I mean, guys, I'm floored. You can, when you click to create a pin, you can change the colors. You can pick whether it's a threat, whether it's critical infrastructure, if it's a natural resource or other type of resource, if it's geography, like it's a choke point or mountains or a mountaintop. It can pull in demographics. So you're looking at places you want to bug out, and you want to know roughly what the population is in 5 miles around this spot. You just click, drag a circle, 5 miles, and it'll calculate and tell you, based off of census information online, roughly what the population is. So cool. You can add ham radio repeaters, communications infrastructure, all kinds of stuff can be added. You can even customize and add new things that you want to map. Totally cool, totally customizable. Like I said, I'm amazed by this little piece of software. And if you're listening to this and you don't know what, we talked a little about an area study, why you would want an area study, what would you want to put in it? Well, this also kind of helps you guide through doing it, because it does have the pre-built sub kind of topics. Like if we look under the threats tab here, threats could be high traffic / accident prone areas that are going to get blocked off during your bug out if something happens. Known gang activity, flood prone areas that you might not be able to get through in a natural disaster, industrial hazard sites that might have some kind of leak or explosion or hazard after the grid goes down or during a military attack or whatever. You can add high crime areas. You can flag things as drug houses, abandoned structures, civil unrest gathering points. You want to drop a pin right in the middle of Asheville, North Carolina, and flag it as a civil unrest gathering location. I know some of my friends in Western North Carolina will totally get that. And then you can add, other things such as springs, creeks, ponds, lakes, all kinds of things like that might be natural resources that you could need even along your path. Has another cool tool that allows you to plot a path. So maybe your area study is of your location. It's also a study of your bug out location, and you have a bug out path. Well, you can plot that path, and you can add information along that path, and it measures and keeps track of it. Also, for all my ham radio and communications friends out there, it's got another tool that will allow you to pick 2 points on the map. It will tell you the distance between the 2 points. It will also tell you if there's a clear line of sight between the 2 points, giving you some indication that, hey, I can probably communicate with radios across that distance. You can also change the observation point height on each end of that. So say you stick a antenna 25 feet up in the air, well, you can change that point 25 feet above ground level and then have it tell you if it has a line of sight. So many powerful, great tools included in this. You also have multiple maps. You have your typical map, like a street map. You can pull in satellite imagery to find those choke points and those hills and valleys and things like that you want to bring into it. Because this thing is so cool, and I am so excited about this piece of software. It's inspired me to get back into doing an area study and finishing it. And it's also given me the tools to do it quickly. I also see a use for this with small ministries and disaster relief groups where you're trying to, you can go out and because one of the things you can do is you can export pins and share them with other people. So you can go out and you can take a picture of Mrs. Miller's house. It's got a tree laying across it. And maybe you've got a release form as well that's signed allowing you to do work on her property to help her get the tree off the house. And you can put information and notes about her, and you put directions on how to get to the property. You upload the pictures, you can upload the documents, you can upload everything to the pin on the map in your software, export it, send it back to the operations center, and then they can import it into their map and have all this information. So, hey, we're going to put together a team, and they're going to go out in 2 days, and they're going to take the equipment and everything that's needed and listed in the pin, and they're going to go. Super, super cool, and has so many possible, I don't want to say off-list applications, but this is much bigger than just a prepper, do your area study type application. It is, yeah, guys, you just got to see it. And you can go over to the website, you can check it out there. If it's something you want, use the @GridDownCommsUp coupon code, get yourself a copy of it, and get a permanent license for it. It's a lifetime license. You can build your area study, you can print stuff off. So if you want that hard copy with the information, you can print it. You can export it as a PDF, so you can print it that way. It's got some really, really neat stuff in it, and I could sit here and bore you guys and totally geek out on this piece of software for a long time. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this to your attention because I think it is an amazing product. I'm really happy to have gotten to be involved in kind of picking the features and how that this is going to work. And Forrest has done a really cool job in putting something together here that is very useful to all of us in the emergency preparedness community. It is a super, super neat software. That being said, remember I have a YouTube channel @GridDownCommsUp. If you are interested in communications, stuff like that, please give me a like and a follow and subscribe over there. I am going to be posting a video, hopefully in the next few days, where that I show off this software. I'm going to do a little mock-up area study, and we're going to create some pins, and I'm going to show you a bunch of the stuff that this software can do, because I think you're going to like it. So if you're serious about having a plan, serious about understanding what is going on around your neighborhood, your town, your county, whatever it may be, this is a great way to track that. It could also be used to battle track civil unrest. I know some of my listeners have participated in doing some of those sorts of things. A lot of us did it back in 2020 as practice and training. We would follow the different riots and things going on in different places, and you can drag pins. So if you have a group of rioters that are at the intersection of Smith Street and University or whatever, and then later they move to Smith and 4th, you can just drag that pin and relocate it to the new spot. You don't have to create a new pin. You just keep moving it. Really, really neat. So I encourage you guys to check that out. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this up, kind of a short podcast. Again, areastudymap.com. Coupon code GridDownCommsUp. Give it a check out. Also, don't forget to check out the Wilderness Medical class at Big Pig Outdoors next. I think it's actually this next weekend here. First full weekend in March. Great opportunity. I believe there's also camping available on site there. So if you want the full experience, you may be able to stay there. You have to check with them about that. Again, some really cool stuff. I want you guys to stay frosty and stay safe this weekend with the stuff going on in the Middle East. Who knows? I'm doubtful that it'll end up directly impacting us here, but stranger things have happened. You never know. one of these days, everybody that says that sleeper cells and other things are going to become active is going to be right. You know, a broken clock is right twice a day. So is this the time the broken clock's right? Guys, I don't know. But it's a good time to charge your batteries and just, make sure that you have got your ducks proverbially in a row. Be safe. Stay frosty. This is Grid Down Comms Up for the Prepping Academy podcast. You guys have a blessed weekend.